Superstar, flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Did you see me in the magazines? Tell me, what did you think of me? I'm a celebrity. Don't you know, yeah, I break all the rules, but I figure that's what stars are supposed to do, just cause we're super cool. Don't you know, whatever time of day, be sure to find me in my designer shades. That's how I operate. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. The ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, oh, these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. Oh, these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. No more lining up outside the club, straight to the door, of course they remember me. I live in VIP. Don't you know, we got it fancy clothes. Paparazzi stalking me, cause the whole world knows this dude's about to blow. Don't you know, ain't got no need for game. Just say my name and all of the girls agree. They want a piece of me. Don't you know, if I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. Ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy am I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la. I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy am I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la. I'll be a superstar. If I had to do this all again, I wouldn't change anything. The ladies love me and the fans adore me. My super story is one with lots of money. When I become rich and famous, all these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Flashing lights and cover pages. All these faces will know who I am, cause I'll be a superstar. Mama, when your boy am I go buy you Range Rover. La 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 la.
Good afternoon to you, dear listener out there. We welcome you to a fresh edition of Business Diet on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate here in the city of Ibadan. Yes, this is another edition of Business Diet with your dear radio friend, Akinwale Aboluwade. I'm not alone this afternoon. Guess what? I have brought to you a big fish. A big fish that is a fisherman. He's an agriculturist Mr. Oyewole Rotimi Valentine. He is the executive director of Arrow Agriculture, Agro-Allied Farms. Arrow Agro-Allied Farms. He is an entrepreneur and a business consultant. Mr. Oyewole Rotimi Valentine is been a friend on this show, but it's been quite some time. Good afternoon, Mr. Oyewole.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, listeners at home.
Well, it's been a long while, but you always get in touch with me on irregular occasions to at least update me of one thing or the other. I remember you told me at that time of your plan to have training programs.
Yeah, very true.
Have you executed that, or is still in the offing?
Yes, we have. We've done some, and we're still doing some.
You are still doing some.
Yes.
Yes, I remember you told me about black flies the other time.
Very true. That's the black soldier fly.
Yeah.
Raising maggots, so much opportunities there also.
That really excites me because I am a poultry farmer. I have chicken, and I feel that I can take advantage of that training program. Well, dear listener, on the show this afternoon, I am introducing Mr. Rotimi Oyewole Valentine to you, and I'm saying that you can only gain from him. Are you a retired person and you want to take a business in agriculture? Mr. Oyewole once told me that agriculture has a long value chain.
Very well.
Very well. So even if you don't want to go as far as going to open acres of land, you want to practice farming within the comfort of your residence, Mr. Rotimi says that is also possible. Or you want to go into commercials selling the agricultural products, knowing the right market, knowing the right timing. Mr. Rotimi Oyewole Valentine is here this afternoon. Now you are going to have a good information that can really be helpful to you. But then, before then, I would like us to go to the news section, following which we'll delve into analysis, and then you can be free to take your free consultancy from Mr. Oyewole. It's not that cheap, but then we just enjoy his benevolence today. Well, let's go to the business and economic news. FG UPPLC encourage youth to embrace opportunities. Audit reveals 61 billion naira payment breaches in NNPC. Naira records week-on-week depreciation against US dollar. Now the news in details. FG UPPLC encourage youth to embrace opportunities. The federal government of Nigeria, in conjunction with University Press PLC, has tasked the youth to embrace opportunities of the various skill acquisition programs initiated by the current administration in their quest for good standard of living. They gave the advice on Friday during the formal launch of the Skill Aid Initiative, a youth empowerment and skill acquisition program in printing operations and management in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The Skill Up training, organized in partnership with University Press PLC, UPPLC, and Best in Print Academy, was designed to equip participants with practical competencies in digital and offset printing, pre-press and design workflow, machine operations, quality control, and printing business management. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Youth Initiative Monitoring and Delivery, Dr. Titilotbe Badamoshi, declaring the event open, described it as another milestone in the federal government's unwavering commitment to building a generation of empowered, skilled, and future-ready young Nigerians. Emphasizing that young people remain central to national progress, Dr. Badamasi said the initiative aligns with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which prioritizes economic inclusion, youth capacity development. The managing director of University Press PLC, Mr. Samuel Kolawole, commended the federal government for its collaborative approach, stating that the idea for the program originating from a conversation between himself and Dr. Badamasi. He described the partnership as a part of UPPLC's corporate social responsibility and a contribution to bridging manpower gaps in the printing and publishing sector. There are numerous opportunities in this industry, yet we struggle to find qualified manpower. Some of you will be employed right here if you apply yourself and show competence, Kolawole told the trainees. He stressed that beyond university degrees, practical skills now determine employability, adding that youth must take ownership of their development to secure their future. At the sidelines of the event, meanwhile, the special advisor to the president presented Mr. Akinwale Aboluwade, a media entrepreneur, with a plaque of honor for his dedication to advancing staff development within the media industry. Audit reveals 61 billion naira payment breaches in NNPC. The Office of the Auditor General for the Federation has uncovered 28 major financial irregularities linked to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), involving questionable payments and undocumented expenditure, totaling 30.1 billion naira, $51.6 million, 14.3 million pounds, and 5.17 million euros. When converted, the flagged sums amount to about 61.1 billion naira. The findings are contained in the Auditor General 2022 Annual Report on Non-Compliance Volume 2, which reviewed financial transactions undertaken in the 2021 fiscal year by the NNPC and its subsidiaries. The document obtained by our correspondent on Sunday has been forwarded to the National Assembly for further action. According to the report, the National Oil Company was cited for weak internal controls, unauthorized environment, tax violation, irregular procurement processes, abandoned projects, and unsubstantiated financial settlements. These findings highlight systemic weaknesses that contribute to expose public funds to avoidable risks. Where documents are not provided, payments were unjustified. Where approvals were absent, expenditure breached the law. Recovery and sanction must follow, the Auditor General Office stated. The revelation adds to an existing trail of financial discrepancies previously flagged in earlier audit cycles. Between 2017 and 2021, the Auditor General's annual report indicted the NNPCL for the diversion of improper handling of 2.68 trillion naira and $19.77 million. A breakdown shows that NNPCL was queried over 1.33 trillion naira in 2017, 681.02 billion naira in 2019, 151.12 billion naira, and $19.77 million in 2020, and 514 billion naira in 2021. The pattern Audits say reflect recurring lapses in revenue remittances, documentation, and fiscal accountability within the petroleum sector. One of the most striking issues highlighted in the new report listed as issue 2 concerned the expenditure of 14 billion 322 million 426.59 euro at NNPCL's London office without supporting documentation. Auditors noted that the corporation failed to present utilization details, expenditure breakdown, or evidence of approval for the funds. Citing the Finance Regulations 2009, the Auditor General pointed out that all accounting officers are required to maintain adequate internal control and proper documentation for public expenditure. Paragraph 112 mandates clear rules to safeguard public revenue, while paragraph 603, section 1 requires every payment voucher to include complete particulars, dates, quantities, rates, and must be supported by invoices, purchase orders, letters of authority, and other relevant documents. However, the report concluded that these statutory requirements were breached at NNPCL London office during the 2021 financial year, where over £14.3 million spent on personnel costs, fixed contract expenses, and other operational activities without adequate documentation. The audit findings are expected to generate renewed scrutiny of NNPCL financial governance, with recommendations for recovery of unaccounted funds and sanctions against responsible officers. Naira records week-on-week depreciation against US dollars. The Nigerian Naira recorded significant week-on-week losses against the United States dollar at the official foreign exchange market, continuing a trend that has unsettled investors and businesses. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, show that the currency weakened further to 1,456.73 naira per dollar on Friday, November 21, 2025, compared to 1,442.43 recorded on November 14. This represents a weekly depreciation of 14.30 at the official market window. In contrast, the black market, which has witnessed declining activity due to ongoing clampdowns and dwindling demand, remained stable at 1,465 naira, the same rate recorded the previous week. The decline in the official market comes despite a positive development in Nigeria's external buffers. The country's foreign reserves rose by 1.25% within the week to $43.64 billion, signaling improved inflows and stronger reserve management by the monetary authorities. The latest depreciation extends a month-long pattern of volatility that has persisted since the CBN adopted a more flexible foreign exchange regime in May 2024. The policy aimed at unifying market rates and eliminating arbitrage initially sparked optimism, but has struggled to stabilize the naira amid persistent demand pressure and limited supply of foreign currency. Throughout 2025, the naira has faced repeated bouts of weakness driven by declining oil output, reduced diaspora remittances, and speculative activity in the parallel market. Despite several interventions, including tightening monetary policy, enhanced surveillance at of illicit foreign exchange operators and directive to banks to improve FX transparency, the currency has continued to fluctuate widely across market segments. Analysts note that the Naira's sustained depreciation also reflects deeper structural challenges, including Nigeria's high import dependence, low export diversification, and vulnerability to global commodity price swings. While rising reserves offer a cushion, experts argued that a more stable currency will require long-term reforms in production, energy supply, and fiscal discipline. Before I end the business and economic news, here are the headlines once again. LG UPPLC encourage youth to embrace opportunities. Audit reveals 1 billion naira payment breaches in NNPC. Naira records week-on-week depreciation against US dollars. Now, dear listener, that ends the business and economic news. Now we are going to the segment of analysis, and we would like you to call in to react to the discourse, to give your opinion and to advise the policymakers on the economy generally, and also when we are talking about the opportunities that we can take in the business sector, you will also be able to make your input. Well, Mr. Oyewole Rotimi Valentine, I welcome you again to Business Diet this Monday afternoon. How are you?
I'm very fine, sir.
Great. Well, let us first start by picking on the news items one after the other. We just want to have your views on it. Okay? The first story reads, FG UPPLC encourage youth to embrace opportunities. Before we go into this, how will you describe the situation of the youth in Nigeria vis-a-vis the current economy?
I would want to say that I would let me say give this current administration, I would probably give them 5 on what they are currently doing on empowering the youth in the area of we see them roll out. I think that was under President Muhammadu Buhari. Started the 3 MTT program, digital training, teaching people on UX, UI, UX, and quite a lot of other things. And I think that has helped us reduce unemployment to an extent. And then with this current, the UPPL, coming up on board, teaching them, how to digitalize their business, branding, printing, press, and all of that, it's quite encouraging if the youth would embrace it. At least that would help reduce the menace of armed robbery, money rituals, Yahoo boys and the likes. We can get them off the streets and then know that we are safe again. You're not scared of your friend, and all of that. So I think it's a good one. 5 points. Yeah, I'll give them 5.
Are you giving the FG 5 points on 5, or is it 5 on what?
I would say 5 on 10.
5 on 10.
5 on 10.
All right.
Because a lot still needs to be done. If the FG really wants to do this well, we start from the local government.
All right.
That is the grassroots.
Yeah.
You start from there. We don't just come to Ibadan itself. Ibadan has, your state has about 33 local governments. So why don't we start with each local government? Let's have a representative for each local government. Then we can start setting up these offices in each of these local governments under the supervision of the local government chairman.
All right.
So it's good to start, or rather it's good, yes, they are here in Ibadan. They've done it, we can see it. But what happens afterwards?
What happens afterwards?
No follow-up.
Well, I think we are still coming to that, but let's talk about what happens afterwards. The managing director of UPPLC did say in that story there are numerous opportunities in this industry. We struggle to find qualified manpower. Some of you will be employed right here if you apply yourselves and show competence. So that, in a way, maybe by half, answers the question, what happens afterwards? After the training, what happens? At least one segment of that, of the answer to that question, is that there are indications from the MD of University Press PLC that those who are trained are likely to be absorbed by the Best Imprint Academy and the UPPLC. And then there is a place where the special advisor to the president on youth initiatives, monitoring and delivery, Dr. Titilokbe Badamosi, said that, well, the youth should take good advantage because there is a gap in the printing sector. The issue is that we have a situation where there are vacancies, but we have so many unemployable youth because they have not skilled up. They need to really skill up. I was at a program recently, and I want to ask you if you agree with that. I was at a program recently where two different programs, two different convocation of a private polytechnic and a private university, for that matter, where it was the advice given to the graduates was that it is, yes, you've had your certificate now, but it doesn't end at that.
Sure.
You need to learn skills that will make you attractive in the marketplace.
Very important.
So what do you think about Nigerian youths and learning skills? Do you see Nigerian youth just yearning for certificates or still going extra mile to develop themselves?
Truth be told, I think things have changed.
All right.
Things have changed. Nigeria, the world is not the same after COVID-19.
Yeah.
Except we want to start fooling ourselves. Gone are the days when your certificate, your senior, your SSC is enough to feed yourself, your family, but far away from that. So if you're still there relying on your certificates to fend for yourself, to survive, I'm sorry for you. You're still in the 70s. Come back.
You still belong probably to the analog age.
Honestly, the analog age. So now I would encourage, if it's possible for you, while you're still, that short break between your SS3 exams, start still waiting for admission, get something doing, learn something. And during your breaks, university students learn something, how to make up, how to sew, learn something on agric, take courses online that would, improve your skill. Just do something, be productive. Don't wait till you white collar job. No. Gone are those days. Gone are those days. If you get it, fine. But if you don't, then at least I have some young ones who, just one single lady, she knows how to sew. She knows how to make your hair. She'll make your hair for you. Both male and female clothing, she does that. She knows how to make dreadlocks. And right now she's working at a UCH.
Wow.
And she can do all of that.
All of that.
I'm not saying just do, very well. So if tomorrow she leaves work, she has something to fall back on. That is it. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Okay. Beyond these training programs of the federal government, I think, what kind of other support, apart from just training them up What about tooling them? Tooling, when after training, maybe federal government should consider setting them up with tools that they will need to practice the knowledge acquired, the skills acquired. Or do you think they should, after the training, go looking for job as applicants? Or what do you think about them setting up and producing, manufacturing, and being very productive in contributing to the economy?
So I think the problem, the issue with that is that here in Nigeria, most times, most of our, we don't have what I call structure.
All right.
And where there's no structure, there's no continuity.
All right.
And that is where the problem is. Because if there's proper structure, we have a very good structure, when these people are being trained, and now we need to, or those that we need to put through some upgrade classes and all of that. Okay, we get them the right machines. What agency or what department is in charge of making sure that the machines are actually being used?
Not sold.
Not sold.
Or just stored up somewhere.
Exactly.
All right.
Because humans will always be humans. Now, let me go to agriculture.
All right.
We've had scenes of during the former minister under the former president, Goodluck Jonathan.
All right.
Now I think he's now with the African something bank now.
Okay.
Then it was giving fertilizers out. It was giving feeds and everything to support farmers.
Yes.
We had some people who got these things and were selling instead of planting. We had some who diverted, an entire local government fertilizer for personal use. So, but if there's a monitoring team that ensures that these things get to where
It's supposed to
ought
go.
to, yeah, exactly, and then that they're actually being used,
For
then
the
we'll
purpose for
see the
which-
results. But once it's just gives it to them and that ends
It
there,
ends there.
then we'll not see the results. It becomes just another jamboree, another national cake. They gave me printer. Will you buy the printer? I want to sell you. How much is it? Probably printer of 10, 15 million. It's okay, just give me 2 million.
Wow.
And then that ends. Meanwhile, such a person should also mentor maybe another 20 people.
20 people.
And then the next 20 should also mentor another 20 people.
It should be a form of gospel that spread.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with that, we know we keep it alive and then running.
Keep it alive and running. Well, the advice that we have for the set of trainees is phase the training, be good at it, and then make good use of the opportunity. Well, now let's go to the second story. Audit reveals 61 billion naira payment breaches in NNPCL. What does that say about our institutions? What does that say about our attitude, corruption, graft issues generally, and integrity?
Honestly, it's so painful.
Painful. Yeah.
Heartbreaking. A country as rich as Nigeria, and yet Nigerians are suffering.
Suffering.
Just because about 10%, less than 2%, just chose to be greedy. They don't want to be accountable.
Yeah.
Because how would you not be able to act? It's not 1,000 naira,
Yeah.
not 50 naira,
No.
trillions of naira.
Yeah.
It's painful, sir.
Oh, wow.
I'm short of words.
It's very painful. Looking at it, the Auditor General's office stated that the revelation add to an existing. Let's first talk about the breakdown. NNPCL was queried over 1.33 trillion naira in 2017, 681.02 billion naira in 2019, 151.12 billion naira and $19.77 million in 2020, and 514 billion naira in 2021. Now, the current one is that there are questionable payments and undocumented expenditures totaling 30.1 billion naira, $51.6 million, 14.3 million pounds, and 5.17 million euros. When converted, the flag sum amount to about 61.1 billion naira. Oh, and then it says that the revelation add to an existing trial of financial discrepancies previously flagged in earlier audit cycles. What a country. What an organization. NNPCL.
61
Yeah.
billion naira.
Under the watch of a minister of petroleum.
61.1 billion naira.
Yes, and yet we have bad roads, we have epileptic power supplies, we have bad health centers, we have a very wobble educational system, we have, name it, we have decadence,
Insecurity
in every sector,
everywhere.
insecurity in every area, in every almost every part of the country. People are just sitting or sleeping or carrying out their daily activities with their heart in their mouth. We have a situation where security information are being circulated to people down south. We have the Quora. We thank God that about 30 of them have have returned.
Yeah, there are 38 of them there. Well,
Yeah. Also, in some other states, I think the Catholic, those who were taken away in the Catholic Church, some of them have returned. In this situation, we still have government functionaries with questionable characters. We still have institutions that corruption work on its fall. We still have weak structures on the ground. What advice do you have for the policymakers? What advice do you have for President Bola Tinubu? What advice do you have for Governor Seyi Makinde and other governors across the country? What advice do you have for political office holders? What advice do you have for administrators in various sectors, MDAs, ministry, departments, and agencies?
one thing I would say to them is, you will not be there for life.
Yeah.
You will not be there for life. I remember sometimes back when a house member, that should be Adeyemi Smart, presented a bill for death sentence for anybody caught in corruption. And to me, it was a very good one. But the same house members that we voted for turned it down, kicked it out, because they knew it was coming for them. And to me, corruption started from the grassroots and then up there. So for NNPC that we picked today, I'm sorry to tell you that nothing will happen to all the people involved.
Wow.
Because corruption has become our culture.
It has been institutionalized.
That
you're
is it.
saying.
It is now our culture in Nigeria.
Mr. Oyewole, let's wait till the last minute to see what happens before we come to that conclusion.
Oh, sir, we know how it happens. They keep going to court, keep going, and after a while they say pay X amount, probably 10% of what you've stolen. So how do you fight corruption like that?
How do you fight corruption in such a situation?
How?
Now, let's touch on the last story briefly before we go to the other segment in the show. Naira records week-on-week depreciation against US dollars.
So on the Naira dollar, I think one of the major problems we have here in Nigeria is because we have refused, or rather the body language of our presidents. Okay, let me not use the word presidents now. The body language we Nigerians give ourselves is that we cannot produce this. We look so down on ourselves. And then, unfortunately, corruption is also not helping. Some people are benefiting from the exchange rate, and they don't want it to go, lower. They don't want it to work out. They just want someone to hoard the dollars, someone to just create unnecessary scarcity to push it up. And the government is doing everything very fine to make sure, that is being checked. But the most important part of it is that until we learn from China, that have their products across every corner in the world. We're just joking. No, we are one of the highest importer in the whole world. From tomatoes to toothpick to this, thank God for Dangote group of companies now. Now we have our fuel going out. Is fuel, but Nigerian crude oil, going out of Nigeria. Nothing. So until we start exporting our agricultural produce, exporting our cocoa like it used to be, chairs, furnitures, name it, until we start exporting and start earning in foreign currency, that is when this Naira thing can get stronger. Aside that, we'll just be here.
Aside that, we'll be living
We'll just be here.
in fool's paradise, thinking that things will change.
Exactly, sir.
Well, you are a consultant in the agricultural sector. You're a businessman. What do you think? From your experience, what are the frustrations of business owners in Nigeria? Taking a cue from your own experience, what are the frustrations that you have if you are in the sector that produces maybe farming, agriculture? What are the challenges?
Well, the challenges are a bit different depending on the aspect of agriculture, but then one common challenge is the issue of finance.
All right.
Finance, security, then insurance. Those three things are one of the three main issues we have. Either you're a poultry farmer, either you're into livestock, just name it. Crop production, processing, all these things, you need these things. So when you don't have the right funds, when you don't have insurance, and in fact insecurity is also there, you're done. Gone. Just imagine your farm got wiped out as a result of gumboro failure or bird flu. Nobody's compensating you. You have lost billions. Now you have to, and then you got loan from the bank. Bank will start pulling you, and then the government is not doing anything to help you. There's no insurance. Even when you insure your farm and you're the one paying the insurance people, before you get what you should get, 2-3 years you're there, and then the bills are piling up. So how do you get back on your feet?
So in the midst of this, how do you advise our youth? you are talking about the challenges that are a characteristic of an entrepreneur in Nigeria. How do you advise the Nigerian youth to still go into entrepreneurship, into training to become entrepreneurs in spite of these challenges? Will you advise any Nigerian youth to go into production in view of the challenges?
Yes, because it's you choose your win and you choose your loss. You can decide not to do anything. You can decide to do something.
Not to do anything
Not
at
to do
your own
anything
peril.
At your own peril. And you can decide to do something about it. So it's either you do or you don't. So whatever decision you make has its own consequence. So choose. So once you come to terms with that and understand that my life is in my hands, what kind of life do I want? Do I want to keep living as a pauper? I want to take the step of faith and then be productive. If Dangote can make it, I can make it. If Otedola can make it, I can make it. If Governor Seyi Makinde can make it, I can make it. So you have to stay positive, stay focused, know what you're doing. It might take you years to get there, but don't lose focus.
Don't lose focus.
Don't lose focus.
Okay, maybe this probably informs your decision. I was about to ask you, looking at you, you are still in the bracket of the being described as a youth.
Exactly, sir. Still a youth. Very much a youth.
All right. Why do you prefer to going into what you're doing now, into agriculture, consultancy, and all production, rather than deciding to Jatba? Why do you remain in Nigeria?
Let me say, priorities differ. One, then two, lots of people don't see the vast opportunity here in Nigeria. Nigeria is one country where you can go to bed as a poor man and then you wake up tomorrow morning very rich. You might not be able to get the funds you need immediately to start that business you want to do, which is why some people feel, okay, let me go abroad, how many days now, make 5 million within 1 month because of the exchange rate. But if Naira should jump up today and then come to the same level with dollar or pounds or any of these foreign currency, Nigerians will not go anywhere again. They would not go anywhere again.
I remember one day you told me the opportunities that I could make from growing ginger. Okay, if you said that you had completed some sections of trainings. Okay, what training are you thinking of now? Maybe the next one that people should be expecting.
Well, currently now, okay, let me just mention a few. Talking about the ginger then, I thank God for the timing now.
All right.
With all the insecurity and all of that, look at the vast lands we have here in Ibadan. Ginger is one plant that, cattle don't eat.
All right.
So you don't have to plant maize. You can go ginger. You
All
can
right.
go turmeric. You can go all these things. They have very good export value. You can dry them and, that's a free consultancy service there. So you can do all of that. So you have tens of thousands of acres. You're like, what do I do? Just grow your ginger there. You can do that. And coming to what I do right now, aside the ginger, we teach people, on fish farming, any aspects you want, we'll put you through.
Fish production.
Fish production, you want fingerlings, breeding, everything, you're smoking. We do all of that. We train people on that. You want to know about the organic farming, BSF, that's a black soldier fly. We currently have trainings going on right now on that, in partnership with some of my very good colleagues, in Lokoja, Abuja, and even here in Ibadan here.
All right.
So we are working on putting up a training either this the month of December or probably January, January package.
All right.
So we are not done with that, so that we can train people. And then when we're talking about this training, we're not just saying we want to teach you how to just do these things. We'll show you practical examples of
right.
how we've used these maggots to feed chicken, the results we got. Even for layers with some other organic materials, like your moringa, just a few, charcoal and all of that, and
Charcoal.
the results, and the results we got, we used it on fish also. The results we got, we have everything all, written out, and then things you can do. Do you know even the remains, the decayed, what's it called, substrates, it's pure organic. You can use it to plant your tomatoes, your backyard tomatoes. It's pure fertilizer. Very good, and you can as well package this and sell. You don't need somewhere very big to do this. Okay, you can even, there's a training that should be next month by God's grace, this December also, on mushroom farming. Some people don't know that's empty room that nobody is there, that 10 by 10 room. Do you know you can convert it and start farming mushroom there?
Wow.
And you can dry it and export and make good money. So the thing is, when you have that small room and you can cultivate it and make, let's say, average of 300,000-400,000 a month, just say 300,000-400,000 a month, and that is not the only thing you're doing. You're doing other things. Why do I want to japa? Because I have the comfort of my room. I have everything, and I'm doing this. I can scale up.
Wow.
Now, when you make the money, you can decide to go over there for weekend or just go enjoy yourself, and then you come back.
Honeymoon, holidays.
It's fine. Go for trainings, go for different, learn more, then come back and expand.
All right.
If Dangote, even in his millions, has decided to invest in Nigeria, I don't know why people don't think that way. That why is this man not running away? Why is he staying put in Nigeria and then making his money here? Why is Otedola not running away? Why is his children? They don't think that way.
So there are things that some of you investors see that we don't see.
That we don't see.
So it's good to take knowledge from mentors.
So do you know that right now I have some of my partners and their investors that are right now in the UK, in the US, and they are sending in money to invest in Nigeria. The same Nigeria some are running out from.
Wow.
They take loans there and then send in here. I need so acres. Then we set cameras for them, plantations here and there.
And they see their farms.
And they see their farms anytime. So why are they putting their money here?
Wow.
Why are they not putting it over there?
Over there.
So most people don't see the opportunities here. All they see is the chaos, the kidnapping. There's a lot. So it's just know what you're seeing. That's all.
Well, on the final note, you just talked about what some people see. They see the chaos, they see the insecurity and all that. Donald Trump is, I think they are discussing the issue of the status of Nigeria, maybe as a country of concern or not. Do you think, what do you think, how do you think the federal government should approach the issue of insecurity in Nigeria? Just a pattern shot.
Well, I would say
maybe just one sentence.
I would say the federal government is not doing well enough to that. and they should up their game. So far, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, performed woefully. It was a very huge embarrassment to Nigeria, and I feel they need to step up to see, at least convince the international community that the Nigerian military are not compromised and they can deliver, as always.
Well, the federal government should step up its game. Thank you, Mr. Oyewole Rotimi Valentine, the Executive Director of Aro Agro Allied Farms, who you are always welcome on the show. We are looking for next time when you'll be here. And anybody who wants your services can call the studio numbers, and we are going to link them up to you. 0916 893 1000, 0915 334 893, and 0911 3333 893. I want to say a big thank you to the management of Wells Radio 89.3 FM. I want to say a big thank you to my producer, Toluwaleke Ali. I want to say a big thank you to the engineer in the house. Until next week when we meet again on another edition of Business Diet, I remain your friend, dear friend, on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Cheers.
Sure to find me in my designer shades. That's how I operate. Don't you know, if I had to do this all